Oh, let's hang on for a sec. Okay. Hi, this is Amisha Gandhi with Signal 8, and we're here with Under the Influence. Nope, we're going to start again. Cut. Hi, this is Amisha Gandhi, and we're here at DigimarCom in San Francisco. I'm with Signal 8, and we're on the show Under the Influence, where we have candid conversations with business leaders. And today, I'm joined with Sachin Rai from Freshworks. And so we're hearing a lot about AI, as you all know, and different things in marketing, and we're being bombarded with data. So I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you're seeing with your customers? What are the challenges? Like, here's the hype, and here's where people are really at.
Yeah, thanks, Amisha. Great to meet you as well. So I think one big thing, what we see in the industry these days is how AI can help you be more productive, more agent-oriented, and how things are changing our AI in the day-to-day life, right? What I see is AI not being complicated. That's, I think, the biggest thing in the market. When you try to deploy AI, customers should not feel that it's complicated to deploy those applications, but you want to make them more easier. Another big trend I see in the market is, I think in the future state, what happens is we as reps or agents or managers or vice presidents of any of these divisions will be managing more and more of agents within the ecosystem. What I mean by that is, we could have an agent to do email outbound outsourcing, or we could have email for marketing, or we could do marketing as a agent who can help us with all these different functionalities. I'm seeing that as an individual contributor, most of our customers are trying to become more agentic, and how that can help them eventually in productivity. So I think that's a big change I'm seeing, where AI can be easy and you are going to manage more AI agents, which can help you be more robust and productive in your jobs.
So that's a really great point. We were just recently at another technology conference, and we're looking at databases, we're looking at decision making, and so people were talking at first a lot about Gen AI, and now it's really taking on, even in marketing, agianic AI.
Yeah.
So when you talk about agianic AI, is that really creating workflow where AI is actually making some decisions and actions on your behalf? Like, what is the real difference for you when I say, when we're really thinking about agianic AI?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is that when you start your day at work, right? There are so many processes which can be automated, right? So there could be automations related to email, there could be automations related to Outlook, there could be things which can make you productive. Like, for example, I could go into a tool, and before my meeting, I can just click on a button called Copilot, assist me with this meeting, and it gives you the full details about how I should be prepared, what are some of the latest news with this company, and where should be my talking points be, whether it's the assets I need to focus on when it comes to manufacturing, or is it more of agents who are trying to be more productive in their responses? Is that where I need to be focusing on, right? The big thing we see in the industry these days is how automation can just work seamlessly within different divisions and different departments, which can eventually help an agent be way more productive than he actually is. So it's about using the right tools for the department, and also being very productive with the agent, because you don't want to overcomplicate your role. You want to use what's working for you. Some reps use less of AI, which is okay, but there are so many tools out there in the market which can make you productive, and you choose your sweet spot in terms of getting those things right.
Yeah, so it's super flooded, right? There's all these different tools, there's a new technology, everyone's now an AI company, right? So it's really trying to figure out what is your problem and what's the right solution.
Yeah.
And not everyone is going to meet your needs, and there's different price points, and you may need something less sophisticated.
Yeah.
And if you're a bigger company or a different point, you may need something more sophisticated. If you have 10,000 people, you are definitely going to need a tool than a company that has 100 or 200 or 300 people.
Yeah.
So really you have to think about what is the use case that you're trying to solve for.
Yep.
And what's the pain points of your customers, and how you can communicate that to them so they can actually get the help they need. But it's a lot of information. So for me, you're at Freshworks. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that you're doing to help uncomplicate things for your customers.
Yeah, I think the word uncomplicate means a lot for us, right? So if you think about the market, there is a certain division in terms of how the market is structured, right? The legacy, software application want you to believe that modular add-ons to your existing product is a way to go, right? I need AI, that's a modular add-on. I need CX, that's a modular add-on, right? What we believe at Freshworks is uncomplicate the whole software modular concept and have a singular SKU which can have everything, right? Now, what this does is it uncomplicates the implementation process. It also uncomplicates the thing like, what do you need in a product? Because you're not doing multiple, product education to the customer. You can just say, listen, Mr. Customer, we have this one product and it can do everything what you need. And on top of that, what we also tell our customers is, we do not want you to code, right? In a software deployment sales cycle, what happens is you can sell the software, but the true ROI happens after 8 or 9 months when the software is implemented. We have a track record where we can get any customers live within 12 weeks. Now, that's something which is never heard of in an enterprise space. Now, that's what we want to do. We want to uncomplicate the whole process of evaluating software, bringing software to go live, and also being our strategic partner in the long term with low code. So that's what we are thinking about when it comes to Freshworks.
No, that's great. You have a different approach, so it's very hands-on, it's local. But I worked at SAP for a long time.
Yeah.
Implementation, 12 weeks. People are implementing for like 18 months, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is bringing scale.
Yeah.
Right? It's uncomplicating things. And then if you're able to bring it at scale, then you're able to move the business faster.
Yeah.
And then you can make improvements faster, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you think, you see out there, and we learn best from our failures, right? So I'm not saying like what you guys are failing at, but what do you see out there where you're like, hey, we help our customers take a step and they need to think about their approach. Like, where do people really begin?
Yeah.
Right?
So a lot of the starting point for any evaluation within some of these large strategic customer starts with a 14-year deployment or a 13-year deployment, right? And the customer says one simple thing: we have built so many things over the last 13 years, it's not relevant anymore, right? There is a fresh approach we can take when it comes to implementation. So when I talk to customers, it's not about ripping an existing system and copying the same thing and putting it in the new system. It's about what can we do a little differently, leave what's not best practice, bring some of the things which are best practices, and then think about change management, right? The customers have a chance to reset the entire application, think about how they can uncomplicate the whole process. And sometimes it's just about managing the processes internally. There could be so many different processes where you did not need that application. And I think that's what this whole momentum starts with us. It's basically resetting the way customers thinking about our software. So that's one of the big things what the customer says. Like, sometimes we have customers saying that, hey, in a historical, market, we needed a person to change some things within the enterprise application or in that space. Now we can have departments like HR, finance, and all these guys learn about what Freshworks can do with low code, and it's basically a workflow automator which can help you set up things faster. And once you teach them how to do it, they can build their own automations, own workflows, which speeds up the whole process of going to market faster. And in the end, what it does is it basically gives you a much better ROI to your software, which is using the software more. And we do not have a failed implementation where it takes like months and months to deploy a software product.
No, I think that's really impressive, because we all hear the horror stories, and then somebody has to call another partner in to help clean up, or like, oh, our implementation didn't go well, right?
Yes.
And then it's a disaster.
Yeah.
And so I think in this, and the AI is probably also learning, right?
Yeah.
So there's learning, and then it gets better and better and better, right? And that helps us, and that allows you to go to scale, like you said, go to market. But I also think it also brings a space to do other things that we really couldn't get to, right? Then you're providing more value to your customer, I think, right? So, and that's something we had talked about. So that is a passion point of mine, is like bringing value to customers. So tell me a little bit about what the passion point is around Freshworks, right? Like, what is the passion there?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? Like, I've had a chance to work with the enterprise software for almost 25 years. I worked with Oracle and I worked with Salesforce, right? Every time there's a shift in the momentum of how the market thinks, there's once in a decade a software company comes in and says, hey, we got to think about this market differently. And I think that's what Freshworks is doing, right? We do everything what the enterprise software vendors do not do. For example, we deploy faster. We think that one SKU is good for everything they need in one single umbrella of SKU. We want to uncomplicate the entire process and bring customers into one single platform, which gives them everything, right? Even our AI. Most AIs need a heavy deployment. It needs coding. It needs writing processes. Ours is a plug and play. Our implementation on AI just takes about 10 seconds. All you need to do is switch on that particular agent for an AI piece, and it starts learning, and it starts helping you with the answers and knowledge base and things like that. So wherever we see the word uncomplicate, we want to make it easier for the customer, and deployment becomes faster. This basically resonates with the customer because they're thinking that, oh my God, I'm not spending hours and hours thinking how to make this product work. And I think that's the biggest thing I've seen. The shift in the industry is how can you make, which vendor can you work in the market, which can bring you that, software which will really help you deploy faster, do things easily, and just not complicate the whole process.
That's awesome. I love the passion. I love the energy. And thank you for sponsoring Digimarcom.
Yeah.
Freshworks is a sponsor of Digimarcom, so we really appreciate that sponsorship. And we're going to have much more content coming up. And I also want to say a personal hello to Mika at Freshworks, CMO. She's done a great job. I mean, you're obviously telling great stories, and so I know where that comes from, having worked with her at SAP. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Bye-bye.